Friends, today in this video we'll discuss about B cell activation that occurs with the help of T helper cell. So in general, B cells can be activated via T helper cell as well as it's independent of T helper cell. But today in this video we will focus on the activation of B cell via T helper cell. So how does this process take place? At first, any foreign antigen that is entering our body that is needs to get cleared from our body. This antigen at first gets internalized into the cell. Now, which cells plays an important role here? Antigen presenting cell. So, any foreign particle that has entered will be internalized into this antigen presenting cell. So, these cells are antigen presenting cell. And what happens inside this cell? This antigen get endocytosed, and inside the cell they get cleaved via cathepsin into a very small part, and then they binds to this MHC molecule, and together with MHC molecule they move towards the cell surface, which you can see here. Once they move to the cell surface, they will then interact with T helper cell. So if you want to know details of this process, how this takes place, you just watch my exogenous antigen presentation part, where you can get every small details about this process. So in the next phase, when this antigen gets presented to T helper cell, then different events will take place, which will ultimately leads to activation of B cells and the clearance of antigen from our body. So there are three different antigen presenting cells which are present in our body, such as B cells, dendritic cell and macrophage. All of them plays a very important role in the removal of pathogen from our body. But which cell will participate in this event depends on the concentration of antigen. If the concentration of antigen is very low, in that case B cell will play an important part. Now why B cells play a very important role in lower antigen concentration? So to remind you, B cells contain antibody on its surface. So this antibody are very specific for a particular antigen, and they can bind antigen even at a very low concentration. So that is why if the concentration of antigen is very low, in that case B cells will involve. But if the concentration of antigen is very high, then either of this dendritic cell or macrophage cell will be playing an important role. So whatever the concentration of antigen, the main purpose of this antigen presenting cell, all these three cells, the B cells, the dendritic cell, all the macrophage, is to remove the pathogen from our body, because and the immune system, the function of our immune system is to protect us, and these are the part of immune system that helps us to get an disease or to get any infection. So all these three play a very important role. So what happens generally when the antigen binds to this antibody that are present on the cell surface of B cells? So this cartoon is depicting the scenario of B cell, where you can see when this antigen binds to this antibody, a signal is generated. So what kind of signal is generated? The expressional change. Expressional change will occur inside the cell. So what are the proteins that are getting changed when this antigen binds to this antibody? There will be an increase in the expression of these proteins, the MHC molecule as well as this B7 ligand. There are other protein also which whose expression gets changed, but in this video we are mainly focusing on MHC molecule and B7 ligand. So these two proteins expression gets changed. They are mainly upregulated. Upregulated means their expression gets increased, and also this antigen antibody gets internalized inside the cell via endocytosis, and inside the cell they gets cleaved and binds to MHC, which are then present on the cell surface. Okay, so this is the initial event that takes place when a foreign antigen binds to the antibody that are present on the B cell surface. So signal 1 is generated, and After the generation of signal 1, MHC2 molecule expression is increased, B7 ligand expression is increased, and then they are presented on the cell surface. After this, T helper cell will come and will bind to this MHC molecule and antigen complex. So binding of this MHC2 and antigen complex to this T helper cell, as well as the interaction of this B7 ligand and CD28 receptor that are present on T helper cell, this will lead to activation of T helper cell. So upon activation, again several different events will take place in this T helper cell. The first one is the change in orientation of cytoskeletal element. So what happens in this orientation part, the Golgi body, the organelles that are present inside the cell surface, they move in such a position such that they will face the interaction part. What does it mean? It means that the Golgi body, all will position themselves in such a way that their face will be facing towards this interaction part. Okay, because they will start the secretion of cytokines towards this direction. So they need to arrange themselves in such a way that they will be facing this interaction complex part. Okay, so this is how, and this is what happens in the orientation of cytoskeletal element. In the next part, what happens, they also increase the expression of CD40 ligand. So CD40 ligands expression also gets increased when these two receptors get engaged. So upon activation of T helper cell, orientation of cytoskeletal element as well as the expression of CD40 ligand occur inside the T helper cell. Now what will happen when this two event has happened? So after this two event has happened, when this CD40 ligands express and they comes on the cell surface of T helper cell, then this CD40 will interact with B cells CD40 receptor. Okay, so when this CD40 ligand as well as this CD40 receptor interact with each other, they generates this signal 2. Signal, in case of this signal 2, B cell gets activated and certain different cytokine receptors gets expressed. The expressional change in the cytokine receptor will occur. Okay, so B cells also start synthesizing the cytokine receptor. So this cytokine receptor will be expressed on the cell surface of B cell. So this, what is the function of this receptor? They will bind the cytokines molecule that will be expressed from this T helper cell. Okay, so and I have discussed already that this cytoskeletal element will start facing towards this direction, and once they will start facing towards this direction, they will start releasing cytokines also in this direction, and this cytokine will go and bind to this cytokine receptor. So B cells will be get activated when this CD40 as well as CD40 ligand will interact with each other. Upon activation of B cell, the cytokine receptors expression will also get increased. Okay, so what will happen after this, cytokine receptor will bind the cytokines. Binding of the cytokines to the cytokine receptor will lead to proliferation of B cell. The B cell will start dividing. Okay, so once this B cells cytokine receptor bind the cytokines, they will start proliferating and they move towards the secondary lymphoid organ such as lymph. So inside this lymph, they will differentiate or they will divide into two different cells, this plasma cell as well as this memory cell. Okay, so what happens inside the lymphoid cell, they move towards a follicle region where they proliferate and divide rapidly. But apart from dividing and proliferating, there are certain events that occur inside the germinal center. The first one is that these B cells interact with the antigen. Okay, now only those B cells are selected whose affinity towards antigen is higher. Now the question comes that B cell has already bind antigen in the previous case which we have discussed in the last few slides. So here why we are doing, or why we are looking for those B cells that can interact with antigen, because once the cell enters into this germinal center, the B cells undergo certain events such as somatic hypermutation, class switching, affinity maturation. So all these events leads to a change in the antibody region. Okay, change in the sequence of this antibody region, which which will enhance this affinity of antibody towards antigen. So only those B cells are selected that has a very higher affinity than the previous one for this antigen. Okay, so these B cells will then be divided into plasma cell as well as your memory cell. So the plasma cells are the effector cells that will remove the pathogen from the body. Okay, and finally this complement system will come. Complement system will remove this complex of antigen antibody, this complement system. However, these memory cells will stay inside the cell, and when the body is again exposed to similar kind of pathogen or the identical pathogen, in that case this memory cell will go and it will again start destroying them and will ultimately clear them from our body. So the B cell will move to secondary lymphoid organ. They will start proliferating. They will constitute this germinal center. Inside this germinal center, the somatic hypermutation, the affinity maturation, as well as class switching occurs, and also the selection of those B cells that has a very higher affinity for antigen. Finally, when all this process will occur, the B cell will be divided into two parts: the plasma cells as well as the memory cells. The plasma cells are effector B cell that will be immediately involved in the clearance of pathogen from the body. However, this memory cell will be stored in the body for its second exposure to that particular antigen. So these B cells that proliferate, that divide, they undergo clonal expansion, which means all the B cells that will produce new B cells, they are all identical to each other. So this is how the activation of B cells take place, and this is how the antigen gets cleared from the body with the help of these B cells. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood the concept, and if you have any question you can write down in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video.